Hello, how are you?
Hi, hello.
What
Can
is
you?
your name?
My name is Sultan.
Nice to meet you. I am
It's
Belinda.
nice to meet you, Belinda.
So, Sultan, where are you calling from?
I'm from Kazakhstan.
Ah, okay.
Ever heard of this country?
Yes, I have. It's close to Russia, I think. Yes.
Yeah, it's a former
Mhm.
Soviet Union country.
Ah, okay. Great. I don't get many people calling from there. That's for sure. Okay. So, is this the first time you're calling?
It's not the first time I tried it before.
You have. Okay. So you know about Cambly then.
Yeah, I know
Excellent.
about Cambly, and the great thing about Cambly is like I can call like anyone from the world. I mean, different kinds of accents, different
Yeah.
teachers. That's wonderful, and it's on the other hand, it's great for teachers.
Yes, exactly. We get to meet different people from all over the world. It's very
How long
interesting
have you been
every
doing
day.
this?
Maybe about 2 years now.
And do you like it?
Yeah, of course. It's great. It's flexible. I can work anytime I want. Yeah, get to talk, which I like talking, so I don't have a problem with it.
And you have a full-time job, like except for
No, this
teaching?
is my job.
Oh, this is
This
your
is my
job.
job.
Wow,
Yeah.
great. And do you specialize in anything like business English, IELTS, or whatever, general English?
Uh, well, I do job interview practice and IELTS speaking practice.
Uh-huh,
Those two things. But
great.
I prefer to do conversation and article reading.
hmm And I see your kind of certificate just behind you, hanging on the door.
No, it's just a blackboard.
Uh-huh. Teacher Belinda, yeah.
Yes, because I was doing some classes for kids as well, so
Uh-huh. Ah, it
I had
looks
put that there.
cool. Are there many kids on Cambly?
Not here on Cambly. I was doing classes for kids for a different company,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not with that company anymore.
Ah, okay. Are you a native Australian?
Yeah, well, I was born there, so you can say I am a native English speaker.
Mm-hmm. I'm in
But
Australia.
my parents are not from Australia though.
Mm-hmm. And was the like, is there any difference between Australian accent and British, for example? Like, I can't
Yeah,
really say like,
you can. Have you spoken to many British people?
no, no, not
They're
really. Some
okay. Their accent is pretty much like the Queen's accent. Have you heard the Queen speaking?
I listen to BBC.
Very
Yes,
posh.
try to
Yeah,
listen to
it's a little
BBC
bit more
English.
posh,
Mm-hmm.
and an Australian accent is a little bit more slang.
Mm-hmm. Uh, when I was studying in China, I had a friend of mine, like from Australia.
Oh,
Like actually two of them. One of them was a girl. Her
uh-huh.
name, what's her name? I don't remember actually. Forgot her name. And the second guy is Andy. He worked as an English teacher at the
Yeah,
university where I studied.
great. Okay. So, what did you study in China?
Yeah, I was doing my master's MBA program, and
MBA program.
MBA. Yeah, I was studying in English,
Business. Ah,
and
okay.
uh, I just remembered her name. The name is Elana.
Alana.
Yeah, the name is like for us, it's kind of unusual. Is that a typical name in Australia?
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. First time I've heard of Alana.
Oh, really?
Is it Alana? Alana or Alana with an E?
Yeah, it starts with E.
Oh, it's not very common.
Not very
No.
common. Uh-huh.
No. But you hear all sorts of different names in Australia, so there is not really one common name, I don't think, anymore,
Uh-huh.
except for like John, Michael,
Andy.
Peter,
Uh-huh.
Thomas, Greg, maybe all of the short names that were very popular in the past from biblical
Uh-huh.
times. I guess these are very common names, Australian names, but now it's very multicultural, so you hear names from all over the world. So I
Uh-huh.
expect to hear anything in Australia.
Yeah. And I just remembered some interesting facts about Australia I heard from Andy. Like, for example, he was talking about uh, some part of Australia, they are covered with like snow and like winter resorts in Australia.
Yes, it's in New South Wales, they have some ski sort of places there.
Hmm.
And in Melbourne, there is one called Mount Buller, I think.
Are they?
Yeah, we do get a bit of snow.
Uh-huh.
Not much. Mhm.
Because it's Australia is usually not associated with snow and stuff like that,
No, it's
and
not.
not
So,
many people know about this. I was also
yeah,
surprised to hear that from him.
true. Yes, there's some in Victoria and some in New South Wales. But I don't see snow when I walk out of the door in wintertime. It doesn't snow in general.
Uh-huh.
So it's just on the mountains in Mount Buller in Victoria and
Uh-huh.
some in New South Wales. Yeah.
And of course, like everybody knows about kangaroos, as very funny facts. But the interesting thing about like kangaroos, Andy told me that there are too many. Like I don't know about nowadays, but once there were too many kangaroos in Australia.
There are.
There are still, yeah.
Well, now they pretty much use them for meat
Mm-hmm.
to eat them. So I think that's they actually kill them and eat them. They're like you can get steaks
Mm-hmm.
that are beef. You can get kangaroo steaks as well in
Mm.
the restaurants and supermarkets.
Yeah, like I've never tried it before. It sounds for me interesting. And like even in the streets, in the roads, you can come across and bump into the kangaroo. You're, for example, driving somewhere on the road. No,
Not in the city. That's
outside
never
the
happened
city.
to
Yeah.
me. I've always lived in the cities.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you're driving outside of the city, maybe 1 or 2 hours outside of the city, on the highways or something, it could happen, yes.
Mm-hmm.
On some country roads, perhaps.
And is kangaroo
Yes.
meat popular with the Australians?
I don't think so. Not many people have caught onto it. I don't know anybody that eats it in my company.
Uh-huh. For instance, if you go to the supermarket, can you find like kangaroo meat on the
Yeah,
shelves?
yeah, of course, you can.
Uh-huh.
I just look at it and I think it's a bit gross, so I
Uh-huh.
wouldn't eat it myself.
Ah.
It's just a thick red color, and I've heard that it doesn't taste that great, and it's a bit tough as well, the meat.
And what about the
I don't know
prices?
why they would eat them.
Uh,
Sorry?
what about the prices? Is it cheaper than beef or not?
I'm not sure. Don't know the answer to that one. I haven't really looked at the prices because I'm not interested in buying kangaroo meat.
Uh-huh.
Would you try it if you came to Australia?
Yeah, I would like. It
Yeah.
sounds interesting.
Okay.
For example, here in Kazakhstan, like maybe you heard we eat horse meat.
No,
No,
I
we
didn't
haven't
know
heard.
that.
Like, for
No.
example, some people in Russia and maybe in France, I heard about this. Also, eat horse meat.
Oh,
It is believed to be like the best one, the most delicious and profitable. Like, very good for health, for example.
okay.
So,
I haven't heard that before.
yeah, we live and learn, as they say. Most people in the
Hmm.
world believe it to be like to sound weird, but it depends on the culture again. Depends on the
Yes,
country.
that's true. So I
So,
guess whatever you're used to, we are used to eating lamb,
yeah.
beef, and chicken, fish. These ones. We're not used to eating kangaroo. It's
Hmm.
just come out lately in the last recent years, actually, because there are too many kangaroos. And I've also heard in Saudi Arabia they eat camel, so I heard
Hmm.
of that one before too.
Camel and not only eat but drink their milk as well.
Yeah.
Horse milk and camel milk. But again, yeah, until you try, you never know. It is also believed
I
to
don't want
have.
to. I don't want to try.
Uh-huh.
Just like I don't want to try kangaroo, I don't want to try horse and camel.
Are you a vegetarian or not?
No, no. I eat beef, lamb,
Uh-huh.
and pork.
Mm.
Beef, lamb, pork, and chicken. I eat the regular ones.
Yeah, as far as I
Uh,
know, like agriculture in Australia is quite developed. For example, beef and milk are exported to other countries. I remember being
yes.
in China, I saw like milk from Australia over there.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's good milk. It's everybody wants it. I remember at one stage even the breast milk was being not the breast milk, sorry, the formulas for
Hmm.
babies was being taken to China.
Hmm.
A lot
Even
of people were buying it, and then they got in trouble for buying too much because
uh,
they were emptying the shelves and sending them all to China. which was not good because then there's nothing left.
Left for locals, yeah. I remember the price
Yeah.
even was cheaper than the Chinese. I was surprised, like German, Australian, and Swiss, like milk, for example, was cheaper than Chinese one. The thing that surprised me.
Ah, okay. Yes, I don't know. Well, I can't compare it. I don't know the prices anywhere else.
Yeah, like they were saying, like for example, agriculture has been funded a lot in these countries. I mean, Australia, Germany, Switzerland, they invest a lot in this area, and that's why the farmers have good opportunities.
Yes, I guess that's true. I don't know much about the agriculture industry, to be honest with you. Not my specialty. I think you take an interest in it by the sounds of things.
Just if you go to another country, everything interests you that is different from your country.
Yes, of
It
course.
might be anything, people, agriculture, whatever.
Yes.
Or like wool. For example, wool, Australian wool, New Zealand wool is also popular in the world.
Yeah, they make a lot of products from the wool, jumpers, even Ugg boots, the boots that keep you warm in the wintertime.
Oh, sorry, what's the name?
Ugg boots.
Agwoods. UGG.
UGG.
Is it Australian or it's?
Yeah, they are Australian made, the Ugg boots. The
Yeah, I know this
the
company.
original ones. The original ones. If you find ones that are not made in Australia, they're not original ones.
I thought they're the US company.
Ugg boots, yes. They ones made from Australian wool. They are pretty good, and they're pretty expensive.
And by the way, recently I learned about also a company called All Birds. If you heard about this, American company All Birds. They make sneakers, like some kind of training shoes.
Oh,
And the interesting fact that they use New Zealand wool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they make focus on this, that it's of a really good quality, and you should try this, stuff, things like that. And my question is that really so good, New Zealand and Australian wool?
I think so. They do a lot of imports with wool and things like that. So I guess otherwise there wouldn't be a demand for it. They wouldn't be sending it overseas.
Yeah.
I don't know much about New Zealand. I'm not from New Zealand, so.
Yeah, like of course it's just a neighboring country. I mean, in terms of our country, Kazakhstan and Russia, Australia and New Zealand, the distance seems for us so small because our countries are very vast. Like Kazakhstan, for example, is the 9th largest in the world. The territory is so big, so vast. Russia is.
So you have a lot of similarities, I guess.
Yeah, because being like
region.
one country in the past. So when we compare, for example, Australia and New Zealand, we believe, well, it's not so far, in terms of Kazakhstan and Russia. But in terms of European people, like it's a very big distance.
Well, I know that we both speak English. English is the main language, but different indigenous sort of people. Because the indigenous of Australia are Aborigines.
Yeah.
The indigenous of New Zealand are Maoris.
Yeah.
So different indigenous people. And they've both been colonized by Britain, so that's probably the thing that they have in common. That's why they have a similar flag.
Yeah, the flag is very similar. Different is very small. Sometimes people can mix them up.
So then the European settlers started coming after the British colonized. And then people come from all over the world. So now they are multicultural. But the original owners of the land are Maoris and Aboriginals. So it's really not my country.
It's like,
I was just born there.
It's just the same like in the USA. The indigenous peoples are not the Americans.
Exactly.
It's
so
like everywhere in the world.
I have European background. That's why I was born in Australia, but my background is from Europe. So I'm not Australian.
So like your ancestors came from where?
My parents are from Cyprus.
Wow. So islands, a warm island.
Yes. So I speak second language. I speak Greek, and I was just born in Australia. That's my native language because I was born there.
Great.
English.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. Welcome to Cambly. Talk
Thank
to you again.
you.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.